Hi everybody, Red Hill Eagle here, welcome back to the channel, and this is episode 2 of our World of Sport relaunch. Tonight we have our first TV show. I say it's TV, it's on Facebook Live, but it's our kind of regular weekly slot as opposed to a premiere live event. And we're going to be live from the Tudor Livesey Halls. I hope I've pronounced that right. It's in Sydenham in London, which isn't too far away from Croydon, Fairfield Halls, where we ran the last event. So I'm going to try and sort of keep it realistic, keep it in roughly a similar sort of area for the moment. And we start the show with Doug Williams. He is the current owner or manager, I guess, of World of Sport Wrestling. Well, we'll call him the owner. He is kind of the owner. But he announces a rematch for the World of Sport Wrestling World title, which will be held because at our premiere live event, the actual relaunch show, the tournament final was a draw. So we still need to determine a champion between James Drake and Joe Hendry, who were our finalists. Roy Knight comes out and he interrupts. And he says, I still think I should be given a chance. There's no way that James Drake should have beaten me the way he beat me. Who the hell does he think he is? Doesn't he know who I am? Doesn't he know who my father is? Doesn't he know my family history in this industry? How dare he just creep up on me like that and cowardly roll me up from behind and pin me 1, 2, 3? How can he do that to a legend of the business like me? And that's kind of that. But 29 isn't a great score. We're still going to struggle for ratings for a while. I mentioned before that this particular mod isn't too kind when it comes to wrestling stats. And then James Drake comes out, one of the finalists for the title. And he says to Roy Knight, if you can beat me tonight, you can have my slot in the rematch. You can take on Joe Hendry for the world title. And Roy Knight is obviously kind of jumps at the chance, but he says, no cheating this time. No, pinning me from behind and creeping up on me like that. That's no way to win a match. And obviously James Drake is kind of defending himself. Hey, I didn't cheat. The rules are the rules. You shouldn't have been posing to the crowd, and you should have been worrying more about me rather than, trying to look good. Overall rating of 41 for that one, much better. We then got some tag team action. We don't have, I think I mentioned before, we don't have any official tag teams. So at the moment we're just kind of putting people together, seeing what comes out, seeing if anything sticks. But we've got Yeston Reist and Lewis Gervin taking on Dave Mastiff and Mickey Whiplash. I nearly said Wiki Miplash. But yes, Mickey Whiplash. And had subpar wrestling, non-existent crowd heat. But it's Mastiff and Whiplash that get the win in 11 minutes 52 when Mastiff caused Yeston Reist to submit. And during the match, we also had Grado distract Mastiff. Now, the truth is, Grado was on commentary. We did put him on commentary. Doesn't say it, unfortunately, so it's just lucky that I remembered. Maybe in one of these notes here. Yeah, here we go. Announcers William Grange. I'm not pronouncing that one. And Grado. So, yeah, obviously Dave Mastiff then, kind of turned his attention towards Grado when he should have been concentrating. Didn't affect the match as such, because it was during the match that he got distracted. It wasn't the finish. Grado's a heel. Grado's a face, so we don't want him causing other people to lose because of distractions. But yeah, overall rating of 38. Well, that's what it is, really. Joanna Rose then talks to Nathan Cruz. Now, Nathan Cruz had money stolen from him. There was a match between him and Super Santos Jr. The winner was to receive £5,000, but Santos basically ran off with the money. And Joanna Rose kind of just talks to Nathan and said, why don't you go to the police about it? But Nathan Cruz, said, look, we don't do that in this business. We deal with it our way. We deal with it in the ring. We deal with it internally. We don't get the law involved in a matter like this. And that's an overall rating of 22. Just a short segment, really. Just wanted to kind of put that in there to sort of help the story develop a little bit. Chris Renfrew takes on Jimmy Havoc. This is a poor one. 19. I haven't got my glasses on, but I think that says 19, doesn't it? That red's always a bit difficult to read behind that colour, ahead of that colour. But little heat and embarrassing wrestling. Jimmy Havoc got the win in 8 minutes 36 by pinfall with an acid rainmaker. Yeah, disappointed really. Chris Renfrew, they did have great chemistry. Wow, I wonder what score we would have got if they didn't. Yeah, again, the ratings aren't going to be super with this mod at the moment, but it's all about, we're playing the long game here. Get ahead a few months. People's skills will develop them. Just sort of see where we go from there. It does say the match was poorly placed as well. High spot match, really needed a crowd who were buzzing. Well, okay, maybe. Tyson T-Bone and Styx then put their name in the hat for the Tag Team Championship as they're interviewed by John Robertson. So there will be a potential tag team title match coming up. We have had a segment. The Hunters, Lee Hunter and Jimmy Hunter, are sort of the only tag team we've got, really. I mean, they aren't anything official, but seeing as they're brothers, and there's a couple of teams now who are, just kind of looking to make that challenge or to put their name in the mix to be in with a shout for the tag team championships. But that's another poor rating, 16. Again, my glasses aren't on my face at the moment. I think that says 16. And then it's Mark Haskins and Joel Redmond who come out. These are the other two guys who are looking at doing something with the tag team titles, and so they come out and they confront Tyson T-Bone and Styx, and they say, if you want a shot at the tag team titles, you're going to have to come through us first, because they've kind of put themselves as the main challengers to the Hunters. There's no real reason why the Hunters are in with a shout, apart from the fact, as I say, they're the only tag team that kind of really make proper sense. So yeah, in a 26 rated segment, it's just Haskins and Redmond coming out and making the challenge. If you guys want to shout at the titles, you're going to have to come through us first. And then we've got some tag team action with Jim Hunter and Lee Hunter as they take on BT Gunn and Greg Burridge. 25 rating, terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, but it's the Hunters getting the win in 6 minutes 37 when Jim Hunter forced BT Gunn to submit. So, yep, that's another win for the Hunters and sort of solidifying. They are confirming that they are, up there within the tag team ranks of this company. But post-match, we have a mystery man. Now, obviously, we know that it's Cyanide, but the crowd don't know this yet. I've renamed him, by the way. It was Crater. He comes out and he destroys both tag teams. He just comes in and he just beats them all down, knocks them all to the ground. I wanted to kind of have Cyanide have a big impact on his debut. I was going to do a singles match and just have it that he comes in and just beats both guys. But I think this would have more impact because he's beaten down, 4 guys. There's 4 guys in the ring that he just completely knocks out, leaves them flat, on the canvas, kind of just showing his menacing values. And, he's just kind of trying to show everyone that, I'm a big monster and I'm one that you guys are going to have to look out for. Overall rating of 24. We've then got a segment from Red Lightning's podcast where he has been talking to Doug Williams, and Doug Williams announces that there are due to be some big changes at the top of World of Sport Management. We've secured Facebook for a regular TV slot, so it's early days. This is only our second show, but already we're looking at, stepping up a level. There's going to be a big announcement within the next couple of days with regards to the structure, the management structure of World of Sport Wrestling. Overall rating of 30. The idea here is that we're just going to bring someone else in as a kind of authority figure. I've got a couple of people that I've put contracts out to. I'm hoping one of those will come to us because it will be a massive boost. If not, we'll just have to think of something else. But we're kind of preempting that we will get one of those people, and we'll hopefully have a reasonably big star as our authority figure. Grado takes on Wild Boar. This was just to get Grado on the card, really, give him a match. He's obviously going to be one of our top guys. Rating of 31. He takes on, as I say, Wild Boar. Terrible wrestling, non-existent crowd heat, but Grado gets the win in 10 minutes 56 by pinfall with a wee boot. And I imagine the wee is like a Scottish wee, as in just a little boot. But yeah, so rating 31, Grado gets the victory. And then post-match, of course, Dave Mastiff comes out and he starts to beat down Grado. So obviously Mastiff was distracted by Grado in his match. Just a little bit of revenge really from Mastiff, and again just sort of showing some menacing and power prowess. Beating down Grado, we're kind of reigniting the rivalry that they had in the original World of Sport revival from, was it 7 or 8 years ago now. These two, I mean, Grado's a big star. Unfortunately, in-game he isn't, but he is. A massive being the big guy that he is, and a former WOS champion in the previous incarnation. So yeah, we're just reigniting their rivalry. Rating of 28. And in our main event, James Drake taking on Roy Knight to face Joe Hendry in the rematch for the World of Sport Wrestling World title. Decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. James Drake defeated Roy Knight in 14 minutes 30 by disqualification. So this one isn't a clean victory. So we'll have to wait and see what Roy Knight's got to say about this one, because he didn't like being pinned the way he was pinned in the quarterfinal of the tournament in the relaunch, and I'm sure he's not going to like losing this way either. But an overall rating of 37, but as it stands, James Drake will take on Joe Hendry for the world title. Let's see what we get overall. 32. Lost popularity in one region, but gained in another. Not enough interesting storylines. We will get there. I know I've got a lot of work to do, and as I say, scores at the moment are quite low, but yeah, we'll get there. Okay, so I've just made 4 new signings for in-ring talent. I was hoping I was going to get that new personality. I haven't not got them, but it didn't come through this particular time, so I don't want to ruin anything. I don't want to show you who it was, and if I don't go down and have my dinner in a minute, my wife's going to kill me, and this mod is so big it takes ages to process everything, so I'm going to call this episode a day. Hopefully by the next episode I can reveal who the new World of Sport Wrestling Authority figure is going to be. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care. Goodbye.